Yo, what's going on? I'm gonna tell y'all about K&B Transportation. All right. Now, on paper, seems like a good place to work. 50 cents a mile with only 6 months of experience, OTR, and supposed to be pretty good. Well, nah,
Have an online order?
not right now. It's supposed to be pretty good. Okay. So, fill out the application. I'm just trying to make sure I tell the story in order. I'm trying, okay? I tend to tell things out of order, but I filled out the online orientation like 3 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. I was just up super late. Wasn't doing nothing. I was supposed to have been at JB Hunt, but because of the whole coronavirus stuff, the whole pandemic going on, they pushed it back. Okay, cool. Well, I went ahead on and applied. About 7 a.m. they called me. I'm like, hello? Hey, we can get you out here today. What do you say? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, cool. Sends me the plane ticket. I hop on the plane. Start the next day. Get to the hotel. Woke up the next morning. There's no breakfast. I'm like, wait a minute. How do you no? The only thing I liked about the hotel, and I gotta say the good stuff too, man, that jacuzzi tub was life. That was a very nice tub. I enjoyed it. Every night I would go jump in the jacuzzi. Okay. Show up to orientation the first day. Is a long, drawn out process. And they do physicals again, they do drug tests, and they verify employment, which was already verified. But the thing is, they want you to fill out on paper your history of CDL jobs for the past 10 years and non-CDL jobs for the past 3 years. Now, why am I doing that when I already filled that out on 10th Street? That's what I want to know. What was the purpose of me filling out an application on 10th Street, thus being submitted to you? What is the purpose of me filling out yet another one? But I digress. I filled it out, took my time. Now, the first fishy thing was they started handing me a bunch of paperwork. Here, sign this, sign this, sign this, sign this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody else had their paperwork signed in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It took me 8 hours. You know why? Because I'm not going to blindly sign something. I'm not. I read every single thing that I sign. Every single thing. Them other guys didn't, but I guess truckers and reading, I digress. However, it was some things I wouldn't agree with. I would cross it out and sign my name, cross something out, and they were like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you crossing this out? I don't agree to that stipulation. Well, I said, well, I don't agree to that stipulation. Well, eventually they would drop it because they realized they needed drivers. They were desperate for drivers. It was 30 people in that room. People were there because of 50 cents per mile with only 6 months experience. Who wouldn't go for that? In this business, Prime isn't paying that much. And that says a lot. They'll pay you 48 cents, but it's not 50 cents. Unless they change. They may have changed. Prime tends to be on top of the game, right? So, I'm filling out the paperwork. Some of the stuff is just not applying. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not signing that. I'm not signing that. I'm not signing it. They had one that says if you what was that messed up stipulation? I'm trying. It was some crazy stuff in some of this. They said that if you don't give them 2 weeks notice, you get a gross misconduct put on your DAC report and on your employment record. They said things like if you It was a bunch of stuff, but it was one sheet I refused to sign that said that if you do not give them 6 months, you surrender your signing bonus. There was no way I was going to surrender that signing bonus, so I refused to sign it. Slipped it back in the paperwork. They never mentioned it again. Okay. So, second day of orientation, I was there maybe an hour, 2 hours, and the rest was just waiting for a truck. Third day of orientation, waiting for a truck. They reimbursed me for lunch, for whatever I bought for dinner, and they gave me $100 for layover pay, since they couldn't find me a truck. Next day, they gave me the truck. The truck was old, but it was in decent shape. You know, you don't expect to get no brand new truck. So, I wasn't tripping on that. So, it's getting hot in here. But, I wasn't tripping on the truck, so I was cool. I get in, they give me the first load. Now, this is reefer. So, y'all who do reefer knows reefer is some seriously odd hours. So, they would tell me, come over here. Take your break here. Take your break there. Take your break there. Go here. Go here. Move here. Drop it at this truck stop. We want you at this. I'm like, do I have to? Yes. I'm like, y'all micromanaging me too much. Let me do me. It was a 640-mile trip. They told me to do 300 the first day and then do the rest the second day. I was like, why? This is a one-day trip. I said, screw this. What they gonna do, fire me? I'm only here for a couple weeks, so JB Hunt calls me back. So I did it. I just knocked it out in one day and sat. The dude is like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you here early? I said, well, this is only a one-day trip. It don't take a whole day to do this much. So we were at odds over that. I'm not tripping. They didn't fire me. They didn't reprimand me for it. I got my first paycheck. Had my $1,000 sign-on bonus on it, because that's what they paid me for orientation, $1,000. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. So then JB Hunt calls. So like a week and a half later, but I had already given them my notice because I didn't want gross misconduct on my record. Now they snatched my signing bonus back. I said, what are you doing? How could you take my money back? That's my money. After they stole, and that's just what it is, stole, because once you giving it to me, it becomes mine. Once they stole $1,000 from me, I only had $500 left on my paycheck. $500. I'm like, wait. How do you justify this? They said, well, you signed a paper that said you get your we take that back if you don't stay at least 6 months. I said, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Show me that. Show me that documentation that I supposedly signed that said you take that back if I don't do 6 months. Show me that it's in the paperwork that you signed. No, I didn't sign it. That's another thing. They were giving me paper to sign that said I received X, Y, and Z, but I never got it. I said, well, look, I'll sign this well, just go ahead and sign it now. We're going to give it to you. I said, well, I'll sign it when I get it. I don't sign things because this is legally binding, saying that I did receive this. This is me certifying that I received this, but I have not received that. I'm not going to sign something to say that I received something when I didn't. Because what if you flip on me? What if we get at odds and you decide you don't want to do this anymore and you're going to take this back? Well, look, you got this. What if I didn't get it? So no, I will not sign anything. I'm not signing anything that says I got something that I didn't get. So they were upset about that. But I said, so you have no legal recourse to get. He said, well, yeah, we do. You did sign it. No, fax me a copy. Email me a copy of that form if I supposedly signed it. Email that to me. I said, I'll let this go. The guy said, well, you signed it. You wouldn't be working here if you didn't sign. I said, nope, because I read everything. You remember, I'm the guy who read everything and took 8 hours to sign everything. And you can hear him say, "Osh." I was like, yeah, that was me. He said, either way, what you gonna do? He said, sue us. And he hung up on me. So then, when I get back to the yard, they routed me back to the yard to return the truck. I'm not trying to abandon anybody's truck. I'm not going to put that on my record. That's an integrity thing. But when I got to the yard, they already knew I was there. And about an hour after, luckily I had my stuff packed, but an hour after, the guy comes out and says, hey, I'm here to pick up this truck. Already? Yeah, I'm here to get this truck. Wait, I haven't. He said, dude, look, man, don't be upset with me, man. I know how these people do, but I'm just coming to pick up the truck. I just have my job to do, and it's nothing. I said, look, man, I'm not giving you a hard time. The problem is not you, period. The problem is not you. So I have no issue with you, because you didn't do this shit to me. I said, it's just a company. He said, yeah, man, I know. You must be quitting or getting fired. I said, I'm quitting. He's like, yeah, they do that to you. So I could not get an Uber. An Uber to the airport would have been $113. Could not get an Uber. There were none available anywhere. So I had to do it the old-fashioned way, man. I had to call a cab. And it hurt. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm fine. Tears gone. But I had to call a cab. My flight was $200. I bought the flight the same morning. In fact, I bought the flight on the way to the airport. The cab fare was $200. I just spent $400 to get home. After they put me out in the cold, it was like 30 degrees that day. And they just had me out there just in the breeze. Couldn't come back in the terminal because I no longer work there. So I'm just out there. I was like, man, this company is so dirty. It's night and day from the last company I worked at. If you ever see Metropolitan Trucking, that is an amazing company. You should definitely work there. But I digress. So my cab finally comes about 30 minutes later. And I get in and I head on over to the airport. Get to the airport, it's like 4 people in the airport, not on my flight, in the airport. 3 of them were on my flight. I wasn't tripping because I had plenty of space. I had flew Southwest, aka the aerospace version of musical chairs, the airline musical chairs, because anybody that knows that has flown Southwest knows exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to musical chairs. However, it was a comfortable flight. It was fun. I watched a movie. I had the headphones on. It was quite enjoyable. Cool. So I get home, and that's when I noticed, I had to hurry up and get my money off that card, because that's another thing I forgot to mention. When I tried to sign up for direct deposit, I offered them a direct deposit form. They said, no, we got to take a blank check. It has to be a blank check. They would not let me put my direct deposit in. Like, what the? How you gonna not let me put? I'm trying to refrain from uttering profanities, at least for this video, because I'm gonna put it on YouTube. So yeah. But how are you gonna not let me do? They say, yeah, it has to be on the pay card since you don't have a blank check. Who uses checks? Nobody but old people and scammers use paper checks. Old people and scam, and maybe some people that pay their rent, but I always use money orders. Old people and scammers. I'm a little old, I'm 38. I'm pushing old. But I'm not a scammer, and I'm not, let me write you a check, old. I'm not there. Not at all. But I digress. So yeah, I was stuck with the pay card. But anyway, back till I get home. So yesterday, Friday, I think it's April 24th, 2020. Pull out my Comdata card. Ready to make a purchase. Buying a little fishing license so I can take my kid fishing. We can have a good day today. Not gonna happen. You know why it's not gonna happen? It's not gonna happen because they didn't put my money on my card. Now, I checked my balance on the website where I could check my pay stubs and everything. They did put my last check on there, and it was on there properly. They paid me accordingly. But it wasn't on my card. So I called them. I was like, yo, I got paid yesterday. Why is my money not on my card? Oh, we mail it to you. It's going to be mailed out either Friday or Monday. It was either mailed out yesterday or it will be mailed out tomorrow. What? Why are you mailing it when you have the card? Well, we don't want to pay the fees. There are fees to load these cards, so we'll just pay it out. Why are you just now telling me this? I have freaking rent to pay. Why are you just now telling me this? So naturally, I'm pissed off. Like, you could have just took my direct deposit information. I offered it to you. But no. Not to mention the crazy appointment times that come with reefer. You may drop off at 2 p.m. one day. You may pick up at 2 p.m. And then you might have to drop off at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. It's all sorts of crazy late night. You don't get a real sleep schedule when you do reefer, period. That's just the bottom line. But that company, I see why there are so many negative reviews, the micromanagement, the shady paperwork. They send you all sorts of stuff and say, here, sign this, sign this, sign this, and get upset when you don't sign it. I'm sorry. I'm not one of these dummies that are just going to sign whatever without reading through it thoroughly, period. And if I don't understand something or if I disagree with something, I'm striking it out, period. They had a hard time with me because of that. And I thought about the whole $1,000 stolen from my check. And I spoke to a couple friends. One of them, well, both of them are lawyers, the two I spoke with. I spoke to more, but, the two of them were lawyers. And I asked them about it. They said, be honest with you, it's going to cost you more to fight it, to pursue it, than it will cost you to just let it go. Yeah, they got you. But if you pursue it, they are going to tie it up in litigation. They're going to have their courts BS you, and they're going to keep it wrapped up in the system because they have high-powered lawyers. They're going to fight to pay 10 times as much to not pay you what they owe you. So with that said, it's probably in your best interest to not do it. So I'm like, screw it. It's not worth it. Even though they have no legal recourse to do that. I never signed anything that said they can take my signing bonus back. UC K&B Transportation, run. If you're at K&B Transportation, run. Leave them alone. They micromanage the hell out of you. Leave. Run. They are shady. Not to mention a white guy that called me that said the N-word. He didn't call me the N-word because I would have punched him in his But yeah, if I would have pursued and confronted them about stealing that $1,000 from me, I would have literally punched someone. It would have erupted in violence, and I would have been arrested in Nebraska. Yeah. Ain't nothing good in Nebraska except Runza. If you've never ate Runza, please go to Runza. Once you have eaten Runza, you will see what I mean. Their burgers taste like homemade. That's some really good stuff. They need to expand to Georgia. But anyway, the video is running a little long. With that said, K&B Transportation has a major feces retention problem. Peace. stay away. Metropolitan Trucking, check them out.